Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some Zero Hour. Today we've got Rage against Size, the world's two best players, you could say. And it looks like actually we've got a GLA mirror, so I hope actually this is not going to be a long bunkery game. I'm led to believe this is a good replay. I think it's one of the ones I downloaded again off Game Replays with the most wubs and stuff, so let's see what is going to happen. Size's GLA mirror, as with all of his mirrors to be honest, is super hard to beat. Generally, you'll see Size do very minimalistic black markets. You'll see him like build like 1, 2, or 3 black markets, whereas generally you will see other players will go really heavy on black markets. So Size often focuses in a GLA mirror on his well, from what I've seen and from what I've observed, he will focus heavily on making two war factories, being a more aggressive player, like we've kind of seen before with one of the Logica versus Scuba games, if you've seen that game already. Yeah, he will make the two war factories, heavy unit presence, heavy on the buggies and stuff like that, rather than making sitting back and making black markets. So yeah, let's see how this one goes. Is Rage gonna stick to his usual tactics and make loads of black markets, or is he going to adjust and make less black markets? If it does get to that stage, it might not even get to that stage, but generally GLA mirrors do get to that stage at some point. So let's see what's going to happen. That's what's going through my head anyway. Let's see what happens. A little bit of a fight for the middle here. We've got Size garrisoned inside of both of these bunkers here. We've got Rage trying to go through the center with a tech RPG, and he is going to pick off one technical at least, and another technical is going to go down as well. Rage actually trying to establish a forward tunnel here. A little bit brave against Size here. Size only has to kind of just come in and pick off that work, and that is his main goal. But let's see if Rage is going to be able to hold on and actually establish that tunnel. I'd be surprised if he is able to get it up, and I think he is going to be able to get it up. So the technicals now for Size are going to come in and try and fight against this, but I think the worker is going to finish the tunnel, and that's the main thing. So Rage actually losing a few units there, but Size also losing 2 technicals, a few RPGs inside of that one as well, and now a super tech might be possible. Was that Size actually placing down a demo trap? Very rare do you see him use a scrap deny, but in that case he actually did. There is still a scrap over here, so now Rage is going to be able to get the super scrapped up tech, and that's going to cause big problems for Size. Size is going to make a second arms dealer really quick, and he's going to focus on pumping out 2 arms dealers. Rage actually doing exactly the same at a similar time. Rage has this forward aggressive tunnel, and he has the whole control of this left hand side as well. He's garrisoned inside of there. A worker has been picked off there, but that tunnel was denied. I'm not sure quite how he denied that. Was it with one of the technicals or something? But Size is actually establishing a supply in the center. Both are vanilla GLA. Technicals are going to clear this out a little bit for Rage, picking off the occasional unit. I don't know if Rage is pushing a little bit too deep here. These are some pretty powerful units, but there's a load of techs here for Size, and also Size has got 2 war factories now fully upgraded. Rage is still on a fake, this one. But this arms dealer is being picked off. We've got the technicals now coming in. They're going to go for the technical, but they're not going for the super tech though, and more and more technicals are being picked off for Size. The workers now under attack as well, so Size is under an immense bit of pressure here. The quads are now slowly being picked off by Size's quads, and actually the quads are now going to push this out of Size's base. You constantly see a scaffold be placed down by the players, especially Rage, trying to scrap deny to stop the enemy from scrapping up their units. Place a scaffold over it and it kind of denies it. These units might actually go down now, but actually Size just moved down. Not sure if they would have gone down anyway, but when you move, the quads do less damage. So a tunnel going up for both players here now. But this forward tunnel from Rage is causing all the damage. Rage behind this though isn't actually getting any oils or any third supply or anything. Actually he does have a third supply there, but he's not getting his own, he's not collecting from the middle where it kind of fought over and won. He's kind of focusing more on attacking at the moment, which to be honest quite rightly he should keep the pressure on Size nice and early. So he is now pumping out of 2 war factories. It looks like this tunnel here has been denied for Rage. And Size is actually going to establish his own tunnel on the left-hand side and probably allow him to get a 4th supply. Because remember, he does have this supply already in the center. He does have 2 oils nice and secure, but not captured yet. So I wonder if Size is going to be able to push Rage out of his base. I imagine eventually he probably will be, but at the moment it's not looking good. A worker being killed there, but for 2 technicals it's definitely not worth it. And Rage is now scrapping up his Scorpion. It replenishes the rocket, and actually now as it made him a little bit stronger, it increases the armor or the HP, something like that. You can see it's got those 2 things sticking out, and I don't think it normally does. So yeah, Size is still under a bit of pressure, not able to fully clear this out of his base. There is a garrison there that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Size to clear out, but I don't think it's in range anyway actually at the moment. We've got some RPGs and a super tech going to continue fending off Size's army, but Size is having a real hard time trying to fight this off. So Size is just, Rage is just continuing the aggression. I don't know if that's a bit of a bad pop or not, because there's loads of RPGs here. But maybe with the scrapped up quads, actually, maybe Size is able to do it, and Size is able to just clear this up. Rage has got loads of Scorps behind this as well. He's also got another supply place down here. But some nice RPGs here are going to help against these Scorps, and these Scorps are going to get pushed back for Rage. Rage not mixing any quads in, I don't think, or at the moment he wasn't anyway. He's choosing to go for a palace at the moment, rather than a 3rd arms dealer. Size is now going for the oil on the right side. Both players not got any oils, despite them having control of it, but I think the main thing they've been focusing on is the micro between the armies. I think that is more important. Winning these kind of engagements is more important than getting the oil a little bit faster, and I think that's how generally at the super top level, how these players are thinking, that it's more important to win these engagements and to micro them correctly and win those engagements rather than get your oil. It's better to probably delay your oil and micro those engagements a little bit better. So maybe if you're looking to improve or trying to look to compete with the pros, maybe try that. Try getting the engagements 100% right and forgetting about, or putting in second. Not saying forgetting about it. But put your primary mission as winning the engagements, and then your secondary is expanding and getting your oils. That's exactly what we're seeing here, anyway. So maybe that's something people can have an experiment with. So Size is pushing Rage back on this right hand side. The oil has now been captured for Size. He doesn't have this oil though, although he will do very soon. There's a demo trap here, and there's some RPGs that are going to help fight against this. Oh, that's a really bad pop from Size, and something that you don't often see actually from Size. Usually his engagements are spot on, but I suppose he is actually able to defend this eventually. That's actually not so bad in the end. It did look like it initially quite a bad pop. Oil now captured for Size, so he's now on 2 oils. Rage is almost on 2 oils. He's got the capture upgrade and 2 rebels ready. Is now getting it. This one is not getting it, but I think he's paying attention elsewhere. I think he's probably paying attention over here rather than getting that oil. That oil's kind of just chilling there at the moment. These Scorps are going to be caught a little bit out of position. Rage might lose 1 or 2 units, which he does. He loses 2 units. Size has been collecting from this middle supply for absolutely ages. Rage has been collecting from here for ages, to be honest, as well. But these supplies here could have been collected from Rage as well. Got a black market going up and a command center. We do have a palace up and 2 black markets from Size. Saying that, is Size ahead black markets wise? It's very rare you see him ahead black markets wise. But he actually is, and this tunnel and this forward aggression from Rage is actually still standing. It's not been pushed back at all yet. So Rage is now getting this oil here at the 10-minute mark. So yeah, Rage's primary focus and probably the majority of his mouse clicks and micro have been around this kind of these two tunnels and the aggression. That's kind of what he's been focusing on rather than expanding. So that's why that oil is a little bit late. But he has set Size right back on this left hand side. But Size does have control of this complete right side though. We've got our first buggy out from Rage now. He's sticking to only one black market. I imagine he's going to get worker shoes, and then he's just going to continuously pump out of 3 war factories. So yeah, that's a fake at the moment, but I imagine he's going to upgrade it any second now. So Size is amassing a bit of an army. He does have quite a few buggies himself. He's making a fake black market, which is something you often don't see Size do either. Usually just makes the real ones. Size is going to attempt at pushing this back, but Rage is willing to fight it. Is he going to go inside of that tunnel now and decide not to fight it? I think that's probably the best decision. He's going to lose 1 scorp for 1 scorp. It's not so bad. But I think I saw the toxin shells have been upgraded for Rage, not for Size though. It's also unusual to see Size behind in a GLA mirror on in terms of unit upgrades. Usually Size is one of the first to upgrade his units. So Rage's buggies are proving pretty strong on the left side, and on this right side, Size is trying to push. Managed to take out the bunker, managed to take out the tunnel. But there's going to be a buggy trade-off, buggy scorp trade-off. Both sides losses, but the buggies for Size are probably coming out on top with a few scorps. He's going to push this back for Rage now. Rage is going to be pushed back into his base, but these buggies are now coming back to fight for Rage, managing to pick off the last few scorps for Size. He does have 1 scorp remaining. There's just going to be a buggy trade-off here. It's just kind of targeting individually the buggies. You just want to come out on top with the buggies, but generally the more buggies you have, of course, you're going to win the engagement. So it's looking like Size has actually got fewer units. He's on 4.5k. Plenty of black markets out for him though. He's got 5 black markets out now. And Rage is actually the one only on 1 black market, which is unusual. You don't usually really see that. It's usually the complete opposite way around. But you'll see, because Rage has skipped the black markets, he's actually got more of an army, because he's made 3 war factories, 3 arms dealers rather, and he's able to get more and more units out, which is kind of what you want. You want to have more units. And I would say that's probably just from my experience of playing Size in the past, you want to have more units rather than making more black markets. All the army now for Size has been cleared up, and Size is actually... is he losing this game? I'm not sure. Economically, he's ahead with the black markets, but Rage's army of these buggies, and that was a horrendous pop. But Size has not been on form with his pop at the moment. He lost all of his units bar 3 there, and another one's gone down. That one's going to get picked off, I would imagine. There is a Jarman there for Rage as well, so you could snipe that one and pick that one off with the buggies. Something's been picked off. Yeah, that one. Has that one been picked off? No, it hasn't. That one is going to get picked off now. But Size only has like 3 units inside of there now. He's got 2 quads, and a buggy's going to pick off one of the buggies for Rage. But Rage and these buggies are just proving far too strong. I think Size is getting a taste of his own medicine. Rather than making loads and loads of units, he's gone heavy on their market production, but he's losing some generally what looks like his own kind of strategy, which is just more and more units than your enemy. So it's going to be a buggy standoff here. 3 buggies versus 5. One of Rage's buggies is going to go down. Another one is going to go down for each player. There is an angry mob now. But I think that there is... No, Size's Jarman now. So Size's Jarman has taken out Rage's Jarman, I think. But yeah, this has been not constant action all the way through. This is not a bunkery game whatsoever. It's constant unit action. Radar van taken out for Rage's radar van taken out, rather. This buggy is probably going to go down. Scorpion rocket does kill it. So Rage is on one market and one scud, and still 3 arms dealers, making loads and loads of buggies. They're just constantly pumping them out. Where is he going to attack next? It looks like in the center. And Size is going to be pushed back even more. He does have plenty of buggies out though, and Rage does have his first super weapon out in the field. But remember, Size is still on 1 oil. Rage is on 2. But at the moment, every attack Size has done has been pretty well shut down by Rage. So Rage is doing really well to hold on. I would say Rage is probably winning just because he has a bigger, better army. But Size is probably more ahead economically. He's got more markets out. But he is an oil down though, so it evens out a little bit. Anthrax bomb has been dropped off in the base of Size. That's actually hit him in one of the worst possible spaces, because now these war factories are going to produce and the units are just going to go down straight away. So the other oil of Size is going to be going down. Buggies on this right side from Size. He's going to try and engage here. That's actually not the greatest of pops by Rage. He's going to lose a tunnel, and only 1 buggy actually. Size didn't retarget it. He has only lost a tunnel. But down the center now, Rage has the control, and Size is now on no oils. Plenty of black markets, but not enough army, I don't think. The toxin shells are now complete for Size. But Rage is just sticking to his guns only with that 1 black market. Actually, I say that, he's got 2. He's got a whole 2 black markets. But Size is really being cleared out of the center, and if that supply goes down along with the oils that have already gone down, then I'm going to say that economically it's probably pretty balanced, or even that Rage would be ahead, because I'd rather have the supplies in the middle rather than a few more black markets. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 black markets for Size. He's floating 5k though. He could have more, or more units rather. Maybe he wasn't producing for a while out of the war factories because of the Anthrax bomb that was right there. Anthrax bomb is going to come in. That's actually quite a nice hit, but not going to kill any black markets. So any buggies though. But the buggies are out of the way, and anyone know why they're forcing? If you want to know why they're force firing the ground like that, is because when you force fire the toxin there, it overrides the toxin. It clears it up basically. So it's just a little bug in the game. It is considered allowed though, but that's why they're doing it. Got Size doing a sneak attack in the enemy's base. So Rage now has to really go back and defend this, but that sneak attack from Rage has actually cost him a lot. Every single unit that he produced outside of that sneak attack has actually gone down. So Size actually doing quite a decent attack here. I think Rage will be able to clear this up eventually when his whole army appears. Rage's buggy is actually chasing down the enemy workers, but now the sneak attack from Size has been denied. Rage is placing down loads of tunnels. You've got 1600. Size on 3,800. Rage, remember, is on 2 oils still. Enemy is on... and Rage is on 2 black markets, whereas the enemy Size is on 5, 6, 7, 8 markets still. But Size is getting pushed back. He's absolutely getting destroyed in the center. Pushed further and further back. Rage has got all the upgrades on the buggies. The workers are all being killed, and he's getting their bounty from them as well. So I think he's on the 20%, and Size has been defeated. Taste of his own medicine, really.
You are victorious.
choosing to not stick to his guns and do like the minimalistic black markets. Actually, the complete opposite of what I said at the beginning. So that's the first time, actually, probably ever, that I've seen Size kind of do the opposite strategy to normal, making heavy black markets. I think if Size skipped all them black markets and just focused on his units, he would have had a much better chance. But Rage's aggression in the beginning is kind of what controlled the game from there, and Rage was able to close it out after having that success in the beginning. So you can see units destroyed for Rage, actually 157 to 123. Money collected actually very, very similar, actually more for Size, but that's because there's black markets. But I would prefer to destroy that many more units rather than collect that little bit more. So yeah, well played to Rage. GG.